The reinforcements are coming back. We have players returning, ready to go, just in time to win this first seed, just in time to win this week, get that first seed, get that extra week worth of rest, and win the division as well. And some news on Jalen Hertz. Let's get into it.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey SHAKESQUAD, guys, with a video right now. So, a couple things. First is Jalen Hertz, which is interesting. And for some reason, as much as this is going to be a huge game all week with he's starting, he's not starting, he's practicing, he's not practicing, all this crap that we hear all week, okay? And I think it's really important to say that this is a playoff game for the Eagles this week. If Minshew starts, I don't think he could win. I don't know. I think the coaching staff has totally failed him, and we've already talked about this a million times, guys, but I was very disgusted in the way they treated him in this offense. As much as Minshew is not the best quarterback out there, I thought he would have played a lot better. But unfortunately, I think the coaching aspect of Minshew's strengths just weren't there, and I don't know what they did with him all week. No idea. Did he even practice? I don't even know. Looks like he just signed the other day, or signed the day before the Saints game, and that was pretty much it. But Hertz did go through walkthroughs, which is great. It's a great sign, right? But Nick Sirianni, after practice, said, he said it's still day to day. Last week for the Saints game, it was close. Jalen Hertz was close to playing. Now he's back to day-to-day. Sirianni is playing a game with this, keeping the Giants on their heels of what they're going to do. I don't think it really matters what the Giants do or not, because I don't think the Giants even care, because what does it matter? I guess just for the Giants to, get ready for a certain quarterback this week. But if I was to say Hertz is playing, I'm praying that he is this week. And it sounds like if he's going through walkthroughs, maybe he is. I don't know. He went through 2 consecutive days of practice last week, and he didn't start. So I don't know what they're doing with him this week. And hopefully he is starting. But he is day-to-day, apparently, after being close last week. So I think it's all smoke and mirrors with this. I think Hertz hopefully is starting, but it just sounds like Nick is just trying to put out false information from what it just sounds like from what he said last week to this week. That's all I really got to say about that. I want to know what you guys think about that. Guys, we finally got a couple players coming back, finally, right? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is coming back. Robert Quinn is coming back. Robert Quinn hasn't been here in weeks. I mean, before he had that knee injury during practice, he only had 1 sack in 10 games. I mean, literally, that's how bad it was. I mean, a 4th-round pick trade to the Bears to get Robert Quinn here and has done absolutely nothing. Hopefully we get a different Robert Quinn. And obviously, the pass rush wasn't really that great beginning of the season, just depending on the game that you're looking at when Robert Quinn was here. And plus they were using these defensive ends and a lot of pass coverage as well, so that could have stinted him a little bit, because I think they were doing that with him too, as much as they were doing that with Hassan Reddick beginning of the year, and we're like, dude, this guy needs to get pressure on the quarterback. I don't care about this guy in coverage. So Robert Quinn is definitely an important one coming back. Now, Josh Sweat is day-to-day. I don't really expect Josh Sweat to play this week. Give him some rest. He went to the hospital. I think it's a little bit of a neck injury, but nothing serious. Thank God for that Josh Sweat tweet that he put out that he'll be back this season. So it's not a big deal if Josh Sweat does miss this game. Let him get prepared in 2 more weeks to play their playoff game. Got to win that first seed to happen, though. The more rest, the better this team is going to be going forward. That's what we're praying on right now. So I don't know what Robert Quinn is going to look like, but it's going to add more depth to defensive end, and hopefully he does something. I'm praying for that. But our ball hawk safety, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, is coming back. So both of these guys are on their 21-day practice windows, opened up, which is great. Chauncey's still tied, I think, with 6 picks for the season. Obviously robbed of a Pro Bowl. But at the same time, guys, like Chauncey is probably going to play the nickel spot most likely since Maddox will not be back. So, which I don't really mind because he played this position with the Saints mostly until he wanted to change his position to safety. The Saints wouldn't give it to him. And then the Saints pretty much trade him away to the Eagles for pretty much nothing. So it's really nice to see that Chauncey is coming back. Might be a little, to get back. It's going to take him a little bit to get back into it, on top of playing a different position and coming off injury. Now he's got to get used to it, back to his original position now. Just like when Chauncey was pretty much traded here, it took him a few weeks to he didn't really flash too much when he first got here because he was playing a new position, and look what he's doing now. So he's got to go back to nickel because Avonte Max is not available, and we cannot trust Josiah Scott in that position. So getting Chauncey Gardner is great for it. Played that position for a while, so I'm not really worried about it too much. But getting these two guys is definitely huge, especially depth for the defensive line. And obviously with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson being in, you're going to have Reed Blankenship that's really shown himself to be pretty solid, serviceable. But I think with more time under Reed's belt, God, who knows what Reed Blankenship could turn into. I mean, not the biggest guy on coverage, but I think he's playing at a pretty high level when it comes to it. So very excited for these guys to come back. It's the perfect time. Josh Sweat will be back probably after this week. Like I said, I'm not worried about him coming back. And mostly Jalen Hurts is the most important one as of right now, because without Jalen Hurts, you ain't winning this game. That's just the whole thing to it. And I don't trust Gardner Minshew going in on another week. I don't. I trusted the coaches last week after that Cowboys game. I said, you know what? Got to clean up those turnovers. I think he's going to play really well against the Saints. And I trusted their judgment. And, man, that was the ugliest, sorriest game I've ever seen. Just looked like they didn't coach him up. They didn't put him. They didn't go to his strengths. They didn't do anything. They never even adjusted him during the game, which made me more worried about. Man, if Minshew play, I don't think Minshew could play or even do anything against the Giants' backups. That's how bad. That's how much I think he could lose this game for us. They cannot choke this. They just can't. So, good news coming out today. So that's good. Hertz and walkthroughs. You get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Robert Quinn activated on practice window. We'll see if they're activated for this game this week. But as long as they're on the way of coming back, I'm happy about it. And we need this first seed. We need to get this and get that extra week of rest. I think it's just so important. We need this. And it's because of Lane Johnson. It's because of other injuries. You know what I mean? So that extra week, it's not just for injuries in general, but getting that first round bye is going to be more preparation for these coaches that they have no excuse on a short week or whatever. Not a short week, but you play a regular season game and then you have a playoff game immediately. So if they have a week's worth of rest, the coaching staff has a lot of time. Jalen Hurts will prepare this offense and get these guys in the right mentality, and I think they'll be good to go, man. I'm excited. So hopefully Hurts it's a turnaround this week and he starts, and we'll see what happens. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us live. Peace out, guys. Peace.